have not been one for grabbing life by the throat, for standing up and demanding my say. But I did at least lean forward in my chair from time to time to remind fate that I was still here, in the hope perhaps that she would look around, point at me and say, "Crisp, your turn." And then, of course, one day, she did.
His extraordinary story, The Naked Civil Servant, which was broadcast last night, has been described as the triumph of the resolute individual against the faceless multitude.
He is Mr. Quentin Crisp.
As a young man, you paraded the streets of London, your hair dyed, nails painted, face made up, and you were badly beaten up for this. Why did you dress like that when you knew it would lead to beatings?
To begin with, I was merely being who I was, and for that alone I was beaten. So I started to wear makeup because it was necessary for me to live out my life. Getting up, going to work, buying food, going home again, so that someone could be seen to be homosexual and to be a part of life.
So you were on a crusade. This is who I am, get used to it. If you like, yes.
Did you ever hit back?
Never.
Because that would have been like reducing yourself to their level.
No, because if I had, they would have killed me. In fact, all my newfound celebrity meant was that now my tormentors had a name to put to their demon. Oh, yes.
Is this Quentin Crisp?
Yes.
You're a fucking puff. I'm gonna smash your bloody face in.
You wish to make an appointment?
What?
I have some time on Tuesday afternoon, if that is convenient for you.
You're disgusting.
Some people in New York. They've just shown Civil Servant on cable. They want you to go over there for a month. You're on stage and talk.
Talk? What about?
You, your life, secret of happiness. Well, it is quite a long way. Do you want to do it?
The moment I saw Manhattan, I wanted it. It was more like the movies than I had ever dreamed. But did Manhattan want me?
My. You got it all on the day, honey.
Yes, I have, haven't I? The streets of New York are the closest thing to heaven on earth. Here you are not scurrying from one place to another as fast as your feet will carry you. You are on display. Without her outcasts, the metropolis would be a very dull place indeed. To succeed in heaven, you must avoid the shadows. If the sunny side of the street is full, walk in the road. And on no account learn the language. The more English you sound, the more likely you are to be believed. Welcome to what I would describe as a consultation with a doctor who is more ill than you are. What would you be like if there was nobody else in the world? Who would you be if the only opinion that mattered was yours? Because if you want to be truly happy, you must be that person. You must search inside yourself for what is uniquely you. When you find it, polish it until it becomes your style. It's no good being a pig farmer for 30 years, looking back and saying, I was meant to be a ballet dancer. By that time, pigs are your style.
I'm Connie Clausen, C-L-A-U-S-E-N. I want to represent you. You're different. That's good. There's a big audience out there for different.
We went in search of the deviant dollar.
You should have him on your show. He wore makeup in London in the 30s. They beat him up for it. But in spite of that, he's actually funny. No, really, he's a scream. I can have him at your door by 8.
Right, this is WYNY, and we getting down just for the funk of it. Caller, you're through to Quentin Crisp.
I've been trying to get this fly girl to step with me for months now, but she just keeps saying no.
Well, if at first you don't succeed, perhaps failure is your style.
Hey, man, come on.
That's you told, sucker. Line 5, how you doing?
Oh, hi. Hi. I just moved to a new neighborhood, and the woman next door is way above me. She's got nicer clothes, nicer house, a bigger car.
Oh, never try to keep up with the Joneses. Drag them down to your level. It's cheaper. But time was running out on my brief stay in heaven.
You're not here to work.
No. But then, I don't think I ever did a day's real work in England. And they put up with me for 73 years.
You've no family here. No investments.
No.
So, why should we let you in?
Well, I'm told that the Constitution allows residency for unique people who can fulfill a function that no one else can possibly perform.
And?
I humbly suggest that I qualify on those grounds. I became a resident alien.
How do you stay sane? Because balancing the public you with the private you...
That's easy. Become the public persona, erase the private one.
What if your husband or your kids don't like your public persona?
Why are you with them if they don't like who you are? Leave them.
Yeah, okay, but what about... Haven't you ever been in love?
Never. For people like me, the dream is to win and to keep the love of a great dark man, a real man. The essence of a real man is that he does not fall in love with his own sex. It's impossible. This does not prevent homosexuals from trying. They pile the makeup on thicker, they sway more from side to side, they camp even more outrageously. And the more they do this, the further the object of desire backs away, his hands raised in horror.
That's so much bullshit. I'm gay. I'm a homosexual. You used to be a pioneer, and now look at you, playing to the straights.
It is many years since I presumed to think that I represented homosexuality. Now I represent nothing more than my puny self. I'm no longer a pioneer because my journey has not taken me deeper and deeper into the jungle, but mercifully out into the common light of day. No, I will not be nudged into a new struggle with the human race. Now that we've finally met, I love it.
Oh, sorry. Hi, how are you? No. I got it. Philip Steele.
I represent Quentin Crisp. You know him? He's this old gay guy, and he's extremely witty.
Yeah, no, I know him.
He wants to write movie reviews. I thought your magazine might be interested.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, we would. We don't have a lot of money.
It's nice talking to you.
No, wait. I'm sure we can dig into our pockets.
Oh, can you? I'm so pleased.
So, will he kind of send us the reviews he's writing?
He hasn't written any reviews yet. You gotta take him to the movies, then he'll write you some reviews.
Oh. Okay. Sure.
Thank you. I liked it very much. Mr. Hoffman is a brave man.
A little different from the films of your youth.
Well, the films of my youth were silent. Men were men and women were women. Romance still existed. Precisely because men were men and women were women.
May I walk you home?
Sadly, I cannot go home. I've been invited to a party.
Oh, well, that sounds like fun.
I know no one there, but I've been invited, so I shall attend.
Well, if you want someone to go with you, I'm not doing much.
Don't you perhaps have a friend at home? Waiting, Mr. Steele?
Well, I do live with my partner, Simon, but he's, busy tonight, so...
Live alone. The continual presence of another will cramp your style in the end. Unless, of course, that person is someone you love, then the burden will be intolerable straight away.
You're still hungry.
I never know when my next meal may come, but I'm told that peanuts are a sort of protein, champagne is good for the digestion. I don't shop for food anymore. I attend every cocktail party to which I am invited.
This is Mr. Quentin Crisp, all the way from London.
Hello. This is Mr. Steele. Mr. Steele rules the Native magazine.
Hi. Mr. Crisp is a very celebrated gay rights campaigner. How was you?
You're a sort of gay hero, right?
I don't think that I could claim to be a hero.
Things must have been really different when you were young.
They were. Everything was in black and white, for one thing.
And it was illegal, right? Being gay?
Profoundly illegal.
Now we're out and proud and we've got everything. Gay magazines, gay bars, gay saunas, gay youth groups.
I'm very glad that I have lived into an age where happiness is there for those who know how to enjoy it.
It must be strange, though, seeing all these freedoms that you can only dream about.
I'm sure that had they existed when I was young, I wouldn't have had the first clue what to do with them.
Welcome to the 1980s.
The problem of sex between two men is not that it is dirty or harmful, but that it is contrived. For a man and a woman, their union is taken for granted. Before two men get into bed, they must first sit down and have a board meeting. The soul doesn't stand a chance.
Hi, Mr. Crisp. How are you?
Well, thank you.
You know so many people.
If I have an ambition, it is to know everyone in the world before I die. I'm not doing badly.
All right, E.T., what did you think?
It was enchanting.
I pity the little guy in the suit.
Oh, so do I. To star in the biggest film of the decade and nobody will ever know his face, what use is that? Are you quite well, Mr. Steele? You look a little frayed at the edges.
I'm fine. Fine.
Your little friend.
He upped and walked out on me again.
Mr. Steele, if your happiness is entirely dependent on another's love, you will never truly be happy. If your love is valuable to you, it is because you give it. You must be ready to expect nothing in return. Once you accept this, your heart will never be broken again.
But then that's... You have to countenance living the rest of your life without ever hoping to be loved.
It really isn't as impossible as it sounds. Well, we must put an end to this despair. My turn to buy you lunch.
So, home?
Perhaps you might show me one of these places. Isn't there a bar called the Anvil?
You want to go to a gay bar? I don't think. They're quite wild places these days.
Exactly why I should like to go to one. See the American male in all his finery.
Wow. Okay. But not the Anvil. Unless you happen to have a leather biker suit and helmet on you.
Oh dear, I left it at home.
These, Quentin, are known as clones.
They're all so clean.
Construction workers without the actual work.
They don't seem very friendly. I think perhaps that's my fault.
Well, I don't think either of us is actually following the dress code. You gotta be a macho man.
They operate on the principle that in order to find their great dark man, they must first look like him. Since clones are exclusively attracted to other clones, it is impossible to rope one in without first becoming one. But which of these is the original, the archetype? And how many of them are merely pretenders? Clone admirers in disguise. What is through there?
You don't want to know what goes on.
I think I can imagine.
Guys, you're not exactly playing ball here. So why don't we finish up and go someplace else, okay?
Aren't you angry?
No, not at all. It's not my thing anyhow. It's their space. They have a right to do whatever they want.
Their space? Hardly progress. A more fashionable ghetto.
Quentin, things have changed. Gay men are partying now. After all the shit they have taken. You know, they're having the time of their lives. And who could blame them?
Larry, does the president have any reaction to the announcement that AIDS is now an epidemic with over 600 cases?
Can you turn that up?
What's AIDS? 1/3 of those have died. It's being called the gay plague. No, it is. I mean, this is serious. When 1 out of 3 people that get this have died, is the president even aware of it?
Well, I don't have it. Do you?
No, I don't.
How do you know?
In other words, the White House looks on this as a great joke?
Look, I checked thoroughly with Dr. Rouge this morning, and he's had no patients suffering from AIDS, or whatever it is. May we move on?
Larry,
Sinatra.
No. Beauty is in the eye of the possessor. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Do you like ballet?
I do. But the chief thrill of the ballet is the chance that one of the dancers might break their neck.
Your predictions for 1983?
Things will get worse.
You said that last year.
Try telling me I was wrong.
What do you think about AIDS?
What can be made of it? Homosexuals are forever complaining of one ailment or another. AIDS is a fad, nothing more.
You look
well, Mr. Steele.
You always call me Mr. Steele. Do you ever call anybody by their first name?
That would be impolite.
So, in what way is AIDS a fad, exactly?
To create a hysteria around this illness now would play into the hands of your enemies. They would say that homosexuality and disease go hand in hand. We must treat this crisis as a boring triviality. It will pass.
Well, I hope you're right. This certainly is a popular fad. The number of its adherents grows by the day.
I'm very sorry to hear it.
See, now look, if you could say that, you know, on reflection, you recognize that maybe what you said wasn't...
It is my policy never to lie, never to defend. To recant would be to imply that I do not mean what I say. And I do.
Well, you should expect things to get a little rough.
It's not as if it's particularly funny. AIDS is a fad. I've heard better. I've had 2 theaters canceled. The book tour is becoming difficult. You have to retract.
I can explain what I said.
They don't print explanations. They print retractions. Well, tell you what. We'll lay off the public speaking and the TV shows for a while. Wouldn't do you any good to dig yourself in any deeper.
As you wish. Why is it that people insist I should suffer? That I should be lonely? Indeed am lonely, did I but know it. I am not.
Mr. Crisp,
Oh, yes?
could I join you, do you think?
Of course.
I've been coming to your shows.
I can only apologize. I am able to give you a full refund if it will help.
I love the way you think on the spot. The questions that you get asked.
I treat it like a geography exam. The night before, you open the atlas at random, and if it says China, you learn all there is to say about China.
And then, if the exam asks about France.
Then your answer begins, France isn't like China.
Yeah.
And you say what you came to say.
Even if people don't like it.
Quite so.
I'd love you to see my work. I think you'd understand it.
I'd be delighted.
And then I escaped from Santa Barbara altogether. And all that shit. I haven't seen my parents in a long time.
No?
No. Well, they'd interfere with my style. Please, I'm sorry. It's just, it's really a mess.
House cleaning is a mistake.
Right. Don't lose your nerve, because after 4 years, the dust can't get any worse. Right?
How lovely, hearing my worn-out lines spoken by another, younger voice.
They're a bit dirty?
Well, with sex in art, you're stuck with it. In real life, it might go away.
Do you like them?
Yes, I do. Very much. They have an honest, unpretentious quality to them.
I'm trying to depict the efforts we make to come together, touch each other's skin, become a part of each other.
You see these efforts as thwarted in some way?
Futile, I guess. I mean, I think it's like what you said, love is impossible. I really believe that.
Thank you very much for the tea, Mr. Angus.
Oh, no. Thank you for coming. I knew you'd understand.
Yes, your wonderful paintings. Well.
Would you sit for me sometime?
I'd be delighted.
Hey! Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm sorry.
My friend is sick. His name is Peter. He has AIDS. His body is covered in sores. He's slowly going blind.
I'm very sorry to hear it.
You don't give a shit. AIDS is a fad. What the fuck does that mean? You know, if you weren't so old, fella. When you don't know Jack, and you talk that kind of shit, it makes me so angry.
In which case, I must ensure that the words that have upset you are never said again.
Yeah, well, you fucking better. Limey politeness, Like that makes it all okay.
I did warn you. You've made a lot of people angry. Are you okay?
Yes, thank you.
I hope you don't mind me exploiting you like this.
This I have come to expect. I never understand people who say, I felt I'd been used. Because think of the people who've never been used. Life's much harder for them.
You know, I should be recording this. Do you mind?
If you like.
Mr. Chris.
Oh, yes.
Do you think, is there a place in heaven for gays?
Well, heterosexuals imagine the afterlife as a world full of light where there is no parting. If there is an afterlife for homosexuals, which doesn't seem very likely, it will be very poorly lit. And full of people they can feel confident they will never have to meet again.
You heard about the mandatory screening program?
Yes.
What do you think about it?
It's graceful.
It'd be good if people heard you say that.
It wouldn't stop the program.
No, but it wouldn't take much, you know, to show your support. Just make a statement.
They're fighting for their rights. I don't believe anyone has rights. If humanity got what it deserves, we would starve.
I think I'm going to put the cinema reviews on hold for a while.
I understand.
I don't think I feel like going to the movies with you at the moment.
As you wish.
No. I don't wish.
Why do you say that it is impossible for you to find love?
Why? Because the object of my desire is a real man. And the essence of a real man is that he doesn't fall in love with somebody of his own sex. I wouldn't want me. I don't think it's fair to expect anybody else to.
I'm sure that's nonsense.
Trust me. I've looked. I get my kicks in the back room.
Is that wise?
I like the back room. They can hardly see your face, and no one speaks.
No one breaks the spell.
Mm-hmm.
This ensures that you will never meet anyone who might actually love you.
That's okay. Maybe sad and lonely is my style.
Chris, he doesn't matter. You see, we used to think he was some kind of hero, but it turns out he was just a bit of a queen. You know, you live and learn, I guess.
This is Stephen Adamson. I Get Loud. Gay people have handcuffed themselves to the opening podium.
Shot, please.
You want something, buddy? Huh? Freak.
The boys in your paintings.
My great dark man.
There is no great dark man. Trust me, I looked. It's not his rejection we have to fear. It's his non-existence. We see him invoked everywhere. But he is a fantasy, and a damaging fantasy at that. You are beautiful, Mr. Angus. The great dark man is not the solution to your problem. He's causing it, and he could well be the death of you.
I think well, it's way too late to start worrying about that now.
I think we should show your work. I think we should find a gallery and show your work to the world.
That'd be great. But who'd want to see my work?
I will find a gallery.
Well, it's figurative. It's very gay, isn't it? I see. Kind of nasty, aren't they? Well, I don't think I need to see any more. The market isn't really looking for message pieces at the moment. These are all a bit preachy, and as I say, they're very gay. Works need to exert a more universal appeal.
So say nothing. And it will be a nothing that everyone can feel comfortable with.
If you say so.
Taxi!
Please, allow me to help
No,
you
really,
get
that's
those
fine.
home.
Just taxi. I really need to be on my own right now. I'll see you later. Thank you for everything you've done.
Hello, Quentin.
I was at least able to suggest that Mr. Steele print some of Mr. Angus's work within the pages of the Christopher Street magazine.
Sure. These are great.
They did not sell immediately. Then, on seeing them in the magazine, Mr. Hockney purchased 2. This was the permission that moneyed homosexuals across the world had been waiting for. The young artist lived just long enough to see his work sell. He died of complications associated with AIDS. I wish terribly that he had lived, if for no other reason than he had finally found the desire to do so. A 10th decade, and I am still here. There's a man in my block who every week without fail posts a gift to me through the letterbox. A dead mouse. I await his offerings every Wednesday, and I cannot leave the house until he is delivered. I'm under mouse arrest until he does. I think my days as a public speaker are coming to an end.
Well, you know, good. You need to start thinking of yourself now.
I have done little else all my life.
Really? I'll come by later if you want me to.
That will be very kind. The world indulges itself in relentless change about my ears. Let it. More people are getting what they want. This is good. As my voice becomes less and less relevant, I have more time to rest my eyes.
Wake up, Mr. Crisp. Don't worry, I am here. You're not dead. The front door was open. My name is Susanna Ventura. Most people call me Penny Arcade.
How do you do?
Do you believe in postmodernism?
No. I believe that once there was modernism, then it ended. Now there is only decline and decay.
I think I may have just fallen in love with you.
Oh dear.
Will you come and perform with me?
Perform?
On stage. A theatrical experience. Left wing, in your face. Words, music, dance, nudity.
Nudity?
You do the words.
And you would... But what would I have to say? Who would want to listen to me now?
Quentin, you said things would get worse. You were so right. We have lived into a period where protest and debate have given way to buy and, hey, let's buy some more. Take a walk with me?
There used to be a bar on this street called Ted's. Now it's like a really high-end shoe shop, but back in the day, it was this sleazy gay bar with a great back room. And you know, they wouldn't let Mark Almond in. You know Mark Almond?
The singer, yes, I have heard of him.
They wouldn't let him in. Too much makeup. And he refused to wipe it off.
Something similar happened to me in London many long, dark years ago.
Queer on queer discrimination. Of course, it probably saved his life.
Saved his life?
There was a disease going around that was quite fashionable at the time. Remember?
Oh, yes.
You still like New York. Why?
Because happiness rains down from the sky in America.
Even if that were true, this will only ever be New York, and New York is not America. Not yet, anyhow. They're working on it. Andy Warhol said that in the future, everyone will have their 15 minutes of fame.
Yes.
What he should have said was, in the future, everyone will have 15 minutes to find someone in the room with money.
Buying is more American than thinking.
There's an exciting new phenomenon known as the pink dollar. Have you heard? Gay men don't need to protest anymore. Why march for freedom when you can buy really cute white undies? These boys live for the gym. Probably because with so many of them still dying, everybody's got to look healthy, healthy, healthy.
Homosexuals have always been experts in the art of hedonism.
Homosexuals? You're so queer, you're not even gay.
Thank you.
You said that the trouble with gays was they thought the whole straight world was one big party and the only problem was that they hadn't been invited.
I remember saying something like that.
They're hosting the party now. Quentin, look at them. To be young and gay now means your commandments are written in stone. Thou shalt go to the gym. Thou shalt take drugs. Thou shalt wax off every body hair thou hast. And if you don't, you get hurled out of heaven. Cast out by the outcasts. Sound familiar?
I got you a new pan and a tea towel because. May I throw this one away, please?
Quentin, speak to us.
What do you want me to say?
Say the first thing that comes into your head.
I hear from my spies that there is a Democrat president now. I too would cheer, but I worry that Mr. Clinton might break your hearts. These days, America only elects a Democrat so that her armies can have a well-earned break before returning to the fray. I have found a new muse, discovered a new profession. Aged curio, the last of a dying breed.
Doesn't it make you tired? I mean,
Do
you
not
can't be...
worry, Mr. Steele, it won't kill me. A few performances every now and then.
I suppose not.
And a feature film in England.
A feature film in England.
How can I refuse? For you, Orlando, the house and gardens in perpetuity, but on one condition. Do not age, do not wither, do not grow old. Even a marriage to oneself cannot last forever. My body and I divorced years ago, but we're still forced to live together.
You're tired. No more performances.
Mr. Steele says that I should stop performing. Says we're fighting old battles.
Okay, fine.
If you feel like you don't have anything more to say, you can go home and I'll do the show myself. Quentin, what about death? Is it possible to die with style?
Oh, yes. Once you have decided you are a stylist, you must keep your eye on the ultimate horizon, your finale. A way of ending it on your own terms. Otherwise, you'll find yourself on an iron bedstead in a rented room with people standing around you saying, "He can't last much longer."
I wish you'd stop doing that.
Yes, that would not be a good way to go. Gunned down by a policeman. That'd be dying in style. Shot through the heart by a member of the NYPD.
You're incredible.
People ask me what I would like played at my funeral. They imagine that we can look down from a cloud and count the number of mourners at our wake. And we won't. We'll be dead. When I die, I don't care what happens. To me or to the world. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Oh. What do you want to do with these?
Invitations to parties, picture galleries, film premieres, all must be attended to.
Or you could just throw them away.
Well, won't they be angry?
No, they won't.
How will I live?
Oh, Quentin, you have over $1 million in your savings account.
It is possible to put quite a bit by if you're prepared to live on peanuts and champagne.
Come on. Throw them away. Yes. Come on. Amphar. AIDS research.
I send them checks because it has long been an ambition of mine to meet Miss Taylor.
You sent Amphar thousands of dollars just so you can meet Elizabeth Taylor. And for no other reason.
None at all.
Uh-huh. I'll mail it for you. Right.
Please don't bother. Housework is a mistake.
Well, then let me make a mistake on your behalf.
Why? It'll only raise 2 decades worth of dust.
It's really not healthy, and you're not well anyhow.
He who so famously said that after the first 4 years the dust doesn't get any worse, he was wrong. The dust took its awful revenge. Mr. Steele, why are you so determined to save me from myself?
Because, Mr. Crisp, you are important to me.
How so?
When they showed The Naked Civil Servant on cable, I was still in the closet, living in Hicksville, Kentucky, and they showed that film and...
The film again?
Yes, that film again. They showed the film, and I saw what you did, how you braved them out, and it changed my life. I moved to New York. I started to live. And that would not have been possible if it hadn't been for you. And this is the filthiest stove I have ever seen.
Oh.
What is it? You all right? What is it?
Amongst other conditions, I have a hernia. And I don't think I'm wearing the support correctly. Philip,
Sure.
Oh.
Quentin, allow me to introduce you to something called broccoli.
You can't go back to England.
Why not?
You have an enlarged heart, psoriasis all over your body, and you're in remission from a bout of prostate cancer that you're not telling anyone about. A transatlantic flight would not be a good idea right now. Let me go with you.
That would get me into trouble with my employers.
You don't need the money. 7 hours in a pressurized cabin. Your heart is never going to take it. Oh, I get it. Suicide by airplane, huh? I don't want you to die.
Why not?
You're too important. It looks like they're going to elect another Bush. I mean, you said things would get worse. You didn't say they'd get this bad. I'm not exactly selling the idea of continuing to live here, am I?
No.
Well, then fine. I hope you die on the plane. That way, England will have to bear all of the expenses and have none of the profits.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
What does Steele say?
Mr. Steele is cozy.
I can't leave you alone for a second. I thought you weren't going to do any more. You don't have to die in England. You hate England.
Yes, I do. But there'll be so little fuss. I'm almost forgotten there. Here there is just the possibility that someone will try and rescue me at the last. Before that, my American swan song. I've been invited to do one last question and answer session.
Where is it?
In a gay club. In Tampa, Florida.
Do you want to do it?
If only to find out why they want me to.
My pleasure, Dennis.
Oh, I've been Dennis since I was 19. What will I say to them?
The usual, I imagine.
Persistence is your greatest weapon. It is in the nature of barriers that they fall. Do not seek to become like your opponents. You have the burden and the great joy of being outsiders. Every day you live is a kind of triumph. This you should cling on to. You should make no effort to try and join society. Stay right where you are. Give your name and serial number and wait for society to form itself around you, because it most certainly will. Neither look forward where there is doubt, nor backward where there is regret. Look inward and ask not if there is anything outside that you want, but whether there is anything inside that you have not yet unpacked.
My dear, like my toast on the inside. You can hear it in my accent when I talk. I'm an Englishman in New York. You see me walking down Fifth Avenue, walking cane here at my side. Take it everywhere I walk. Man in New York. Whoa, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Whoa, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. If manners maketh manners, someone say, he's our hero of the day. Takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say. Whoa, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Whoa, I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. I'm an Englishman in New York. Modesty, propriety, the leads and notoriety. You couldn't love as the only one. Gentleness of your enemies, avoid them when you can. A gentleman will walk but never run. The manners make of manners, someone said. He's a hero of the day. It takes a man to suffer ignorance and smile. Be yourself, no matter what they say.